Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Messy But Thriving podcast.
Life's a mess, life's a mess. Messy but thriving.
Today's topic is how to protect your peace.
Part 2.
So
wait. Don't forget. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
We post new videos every other Friday.
So make sure to tune in.
And this is part 2. So there's another one that we filmed at a park. We are in a public area, so it might be we're just chatting to y'all.
And also, shout out to them for sitting in the hot sun for golden hour with me. Thank you for being here, sweeties.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. First question, what is peace to you?
Peace on earth and glory to a new. yeah. Speak on it.
I'll say what peace is not. I can start with that. Peace is not like constant anxiety or worry or stress or doubt or overly like worrying about how you're being perceived or seeking desperately validation, self-hate. That is not peace to me. So I didn't answer your question at all, but
You did.
okay.
That's peace to you.
I'll start with what it's not.
Oh, that's what it's not.
Yeah, no, that is not peace.
No, yes.
See.
I'm thinking.
I mean, I feel like this question's always ever evolving for me as you get older and you get different life experiences. Because I don't think peace is necessarily complete calmness, no stress, no anxiety. I think you can be in a situation that's very stressful and tumultuous, but still have inner peace. Maybe that's more like a secure, grounded feeling, or knowing that things will be okay, even though externally things are kind of going haywire. I mean, ideally, the first thing that came to my mind though was like that typical like Zen feeling, like you were saying, like no stress, no anxiety. But I feel like that's not always realistic. That's not like actually a really good state to be in 24/7. I feel like you should have some emotions, you know,
Some sense of urgency. I guess then there's like two types of peace. So there's like internal peace and then there's external peace.
Yeah.
Like your environment can be peaceful or like your inner state can be. So I guess like peace to me, it's like the inner state. The inner, it's how your inner being is and how it feels.
I think peace is feeling safe.
Yeah, a regulated nervous system.
Yeah, I think that you can create peace within yourself, but, well, yeah, I think you mostly create peace within yourself, especially in times where your environment does not feel conducive to peace. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so if peace is this like sense of safety, this like regulated nervous system, but then you said it's still, but so still while allowing yourself to feel all the human emotions, but from like a grounded state maybe, from like a state where you're not identifying with the emotion, but you're more like observing. Have you guys heard of that, like the observer state?
You talk about it, I feel like.
Oh. I'm like, oh. But from what I understand, the observer state, it's like where it's like what I said, it's like when you're able to just notice how you feel without identifying with it, or even noticing like what thoughts pop up without like letting them consume you.
Yeah, they do that a lot in meditations. I feel like when I'm not a pro or anything, but the ones that I do, like a lot for sleeping, for example, they always give the example of, oh, pretend like your thoughts are clouds in the sky just blowing past it, like you're observing it but you're not processing it, or like leaves on a stream, like you just see it go by but you're not clinging on to it, or because that will trigger some emotions. But I remember you saying that, I think on a previous episode, you're like observing your feelings but not identifying with it.
Yeah, I like that. Like, noticing it, being like, okay, noted, and then not allowing it to induce like a very emotional reaction, like things that are outside of you. It's like back to that self-regulation that we were kind of speaking about in the last episode. We just recorded an episode about how setbacks can be beneficial. We were talking about kind of like not like marinating on it and like allowing yourself to move forward. So I really like that, like having peace within yourself just by allowing yourself not to have a catastrophic reaction to something that may not be in your control. Question mark?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a lot of peace comes from your reactions to things, or like your ability to like, or your ability to not react to things. Yeah.
I feel like that's a good transition to like how do you protect your peace then? Like like you mentioned, like controlling what you can control. One of them being your reactions.
Trying to think, what did we say in the last video?
I think we gave a lot more like practical steps.
Strategies.
Yeah.
We said working out,
Yeah.
moving your body,
Meditation.
Yeah.
So we were very just solution oriented.
Yeah. We said like, I think environment. I think
Mhm.
we were around.
Yeah, because I feel like since then, because those are really practical strategies, which I still do. But I think a level up from that, since we're always trying to learn and grow, is respecting other people's time and energy. So that's something I just talked about with my friends literally the other day. So someone asks you to hang out, instead of being like, maybe I think I'll be free that day, but if you know internally like you don't want to do that, and that's gonna like you're stressed out, you have other things to do, just tell them straightforward like, hey, I can't make it that day, because that means you're respecting their time and their energy, and you're respecting your boundaries and your own time and energy. And I think that can help you feel more at peace too, because what you're saying, your actions are lining up with what you're actually feeling on the inside, whereas you're not like masking and like, okay, like you're trying to like people please. But I feel like another layer of peace is being okay with quote unquote letting people down, because the people who really care about you will understand and should have enough like maturity or like self-regulation to be like, oh yeah, that's fine, like we can just reschedule or something like that. So I feel like for me it's been evolving to more like respecting and standing by what I actually feel.
I feel like also, like letting go of the need to like defend yourself or explain yourself saves you so much energy, and it brings you peace. That's something I struggle with. Like, you don't have to defend yourself, Kyra. You don't need to explain yourself, Kyra. Like, it's okay. Like,
The only person you have to answer to is you.
yeah. But I feel like that's easy to forget, and you can easily give away your peace by trying to like prove something or like,
One thing, a couple of things, both of you said like a bunch of really good things. Energy, like output and regulation is like one thing I've been trying to work on, because I've noticed that like if I have like a crazy reaction, like literally if I like something, like if I'm in pain and I literally scream really loud and like angrily, then like my energy is gonna sustain and be like this like huge thing that's like feels like a negative energy to me. But if I manifest my reaction in like a calm way, kind of like how they like talk about like training your dog, like if you want your dog to be calm and like not jumping on people, Aiden doesn't do that, but like if you want their dog to be calm, you have to give them a reaction that's calm, because if you are loud, you're gonna like rile them up and they're gonna feed off of your energy that you're giving them. So that's what I've been trying to do, just like in my day-to-day, like staying calm so that I don't like almost like trigger myself and make myself more upset. And then also I've realized that when it comes to decision making, sometimes I can be overly compassionate for others, and I want to cater to other people so much. I'm like, I have the gift of perspective, and I'm like, well, they might feel this way, but I often use that as an excuse to not honor what I need. And that's problematic, because it's like if I'm always like guiding myself with, well, this person is going to feel that way, then I never honor how I'm feeling, and then it just like collapses my feelings and makes it not important. So that's what I want to try doing, and like being able to not feel like I have to babysit other people's feelings and live for myself.
Kind of going off of that, I feel like if you're always, because it's almost like a form of people pleasing, and you're not respecting how you actually feel and what you want, I feel like that sometimes resentment can grow, and that's a dangerous place to be in when you still have a relationship with someone, but you have secret resentment against them, and you kind of start reading in between the lines, and like everything they do kind of bothers you. So I think the first thing is like respecting how, like looking inward, how do I actually feel? Second is respecting that and taking action on it and having boundaries and being okay with saying no to things. So that's like learning when to speak up for yourself, and I feel like that will help you not be resentful and to protect your own peace. And being comfortable with asking for what you need. So maybe that's space, maybe that's time, maybe you do need people, and your true friends would hopefully have enough empathy to respect that.
I don't know if this is about the asking for what you need. Yes, I don't know if this is a hot take, but sometimes I'm like, there comes a point where I don't need to spell it out to someone what being a good friend or like support system is. And it's kind of like knowing when to like step back or step away, because it's like, I'm not your mother. I can't teach you how to be a good person or
How to treat me.
yeah, I can't always, like, you can express like, this is what I need in the relationship, but I don't have to spell it out for you. If you can't like figure out X, Y, and Z, then do you want to? So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely depends on the situation for that too. Because for me, I could be so oblivious. Like, sometimes you actually do have to spell it out for me. Like, I literally won't know. Like, I'll have no clue. And I'll be like, oh my God, really? Like, I was just vibing. That was like, that's offensive? Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's very contextual, very situational, depends on the person. But that's kind of what the comment, remember you sent that to us, like, oh, someone commented, like, this year, 2026 is not the year, like, if they're not treating you the way you want to be treated, like, drop that. It was like, drop them, like, you know, like, you don't, she was saying, like, you don't need a reason to cling on to someone. You don't need to justify it, you know, all the time. So I feel like, especially with women, we feel like we always have to explain why. We always explain our decisions. We always explain everything to everyone to justify what we're doing.
True.
Sometimes it's okay, just because you know internally you're not being treated the way you want to be, and you have other people who treat you that way. Like, you don't always have to cling on to the people who disturb your peace.
That's true. If they're really disturbing your peace, like, I think it gets complicated when it's like family or like when it gets complicated when it's like people who you can't just, you know. I think that's when it's like, how do you like set a boundary and then like, but I am all for cutting people off, but I'm like, I'm mixed feelings on it though, because I'm like, but all humans are imperfect. You're not going to find one that doesn't disturb your peace sometimes, or you're not going to find a human who's not going to like upset you. Even the kindest, calmest, best people you know have like upset you before, you know? So then it's like, how do you balance like accepting that we're all imperfect humans?
Fool me once.
That part.
Fool me twice.
Hey, look,
3 times.
I need someone a little more perfect.
Wait, who was it that said this to me? I don't know if it was a therapist or who. I have 2 different therapists, so maybe it was one of them. I think my therapist was saying, like, at some point, oh, yes. She was saying that, like, well, if I do this, then, like, you're protecting them from being uncomfortable. But in doing that, you're allowing yourself to be uncomfortable all the time. And it's like, at some point, you have to realize that you have to prioritize your own comfortability and, like, honor. I keep saying the word honor, but, like, just honor what is going to make you feel good. Because, like, at the end of the day, someone else can control how comfortable or uncomfortable they are. And if I'm like, who else is gonna do it if not me for myself?
Facts. This is all making me think that maybe this time we're coming back a little bit less empathetic or a little meaner. We're like us, like literally the kindest people. We're coming back mean. Basically, I feel like, how do you protect your peace? It's people. What it comes down to, it's having the wrong people in your energy, and like being able to have the boundaries and letting go of the guilt of being like, get the fuck out of my energy, bitch.
Those internal boundaries.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta say them too. Sometimes you have to say them out loud.
Yeah.
Like, because people will try you or try to cross you.
So when do you speak up and when do you step back when it comes to protecting your peace?
I don't know the answer to this, and not the saying that we ever do have the answers to this on these pods, because we don't, but like I have a really hard time with this. Like, if someone is deliberately like treating me badly, I am the type of person to never speak up, and I think that's problematic, because then I just allow myself, it creates an expectation of like, yeah, it's okay for you to treat me this way, when it never was. So I struggle with like being able, like, I'm like a people pleaser at heart. I'm like a goody. I like want to do the right thing. Like, I want to acclimate and I want to assimilate. I want people to like me vibes. And so if someone treats me in a way that I don't want to be treated, I normally don't say anything, because I like don't want to cause problems. But it's not actually causing problems to speak up for yourself.
It's causing disruption to illusion.
Yeah.
Which is
You're not being
uncomfortable.
authentic, like, you're not showing up your authentic self. Because you're not happy internally with how you're getting treated.
But that's all very valid.
Yeah, that's so human.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying all these things, but I know I'm actively dealing with that myself in my personal life too. Like, why
do you think we know about it so well? We going through it. We know it because we go it. Right. We talk to ourselves. Like.
But actually, literally, we're setting up a camera.
Yeah. There's no one here.
No audience.
I don't know if this is a good mindset, but when you're talking about your situation, like, maybe sometimes you have to get to a point where you're so broken and so hurt that you have no choice but, like, I need to stand up.
It's like my last straw.
Yeah, like, I need to stand up for myself.
Me with the man.
Yeah. But
like, this is my 13th reason.
But I feel like you need something to kind of get you that edge, and then next time, you know, okay, that was my breaking point, and now I can be more proactive of addressing it a little bit early on, so I don't have to go through that breaking point. But sometimes that breaking point is necessary to break a pattern.
Yeah.
I think that induces some form of like almost like adrenaline when you can do something like speaking up for yourself that's normally really hard without even like thinking about it. There's one time that I did that in like a workplace environment where I was just going through it mentally, and I was like, I need to take some time off because I'm unwell. And I didn't even think about it. I was just like, hey, like, I need to take some time off. And I didn't even like think about it. And then after it passed and it was all good, like, my boss was like understanding and everything. It was like this weight like lifted, because I didn't even like, it was just like something clicked. I got to a point where I was like, I cannot do this anymore. It's gonna like, and it just flowed out. I didn't even have to think about it. So I think like we get in our heads a lot. I mean, at least I do. And I get in my own way because I just like, again, I'm trying to protect other people. But like sometimes it just clicks and you're like, oh, it's that frontal lobe, you know?
I feel like everything you're saying is so valid. Like, that makes total sense. And going back to like going back to knowing how you feel internally, like that instant change of stress, anxiety, I need a break, to peace, and that's when you know the decision was aligned for you. It doesn't matter what other people think or how they feel about it, but you knew in that moment, like, that's what I needed at that time. And I think that's the quote-unquote peace with some certain like decisions.
I love how you worded that. Like, it's an inner knowing. It's an inner knowing that like, this is for me. Like, this is, and it's trusting yourself so that when people disapprove, you still know you are making the right decision for you because you're trusting like how you feel inside.
Yeah. So I guess peace is what you want internally is aligned with your external actions. It's a form of peace, if we're kind of summarize it. Like, because when you, like you say, like when you know how you feel, but then when you go against that to make other people happy, you feel dysregulated. But the moment for that workplace situation, you did what you wanted in that moment, you felt that peace with your decision.
Well, but then sometimes the opposite can happen though, where doing the right thing can actually spike your nervous system because you're so familiar with doing what's not good for you, and it's easier to like, damn. There's like no answer, guys. Like there's just like, I feel like it's so person by person.